Welcome back to Tales of Teacher Transformation. Hello, transformative teachers. We have a starter question for today. I'm going to ask Maxine, and you guys please think about this for yourself and your own life too. Maxine, do you have any teachers that you're really grateful for in your life?
Yes, I do. Do you?
Wow, yes. I've got so many teachers and colleagues, all kinds of people. I'm so grateful to them. I couldn't do what I do without them. Tell me about one of yours.
One that came to mind immediately was a friend and colleague who was so creative and so skilled at scaffolding and teaching to the level of her students that she really inspired me. And her creativity and imagination helped me be a more creative and imaginative teacher.
I know just who you're thinking about, and I thought about her too. She was
Yes.
amazing. Thanks, Jenny. And I also thought about my old professor, Professor Mink. I mean, I thought about all my, Mrs. Ashley and Mrs. Mosier and all of my teachers, but Professor Mink and Professor Kortenkamp, they were my psych professors, and they changed my world. They opened up a whole new world and made me feel good about myself and taught me how to do new things. And Professor Mink, he gave me really great book recommendations. And he always was ready to listen to me and to talk with me like a one-to-one person. And he was so kind and compassionate. He really helped my whole educational career.
That's
So
very special.
that's the kind of effect we can have on other students and other teachers. So we want to think about that today. And that's what we're going to talk about, how we can really help or who can help us with mentoring. So today we'll discuss the role of a mentor. What are our objectives today? Let's look at this.
At the end of this video, you will be able to define a mentor, be able to recall at least 3 to 7 qualities of a mentor, and recall a memorable mentor in your life.
So let's look at the definition of a mentor first, shall we? Typically, an easy way to think of the definition is a mentor is someone who helps us improve.
And a mentor is a wise and trusted teacher or counselor.
Wise and trusted.
Maybe this will help you think of somebody.
So who can mentor whom?
So a teacher can mentor students.
Oh, yeah, like my teachers mentored me, and they gave me good advice. They helped me with a big problem I was having, and they took me out of the jungle of confusion into a garden of knowledge.
Oh, I love that, a garden of knowledge. Colleagues can mentor other colleagues.
Right, like our colleague certainly mentored us, and she gave us so many amazing examples and brainstorming and problem solving. I think about her almost every class.
Yes, me too. She was a very special teacher.
And mentor teachers can support new teachers. And usually we think of a mentor as someone who has more experience, they have a few more tricks up their sleeve, or they know how to encourage other teachers to avoid burnout, overwhelm, and exhaustion and become more effective and become transformative.
Yes.
So have you had any of those examples where you had a teacher mentor or a mentor mentor?
Well, I was actually thinking when I was a new teacher, I had a mentor who really expanded my ability to focus on teacher-centered learning. That was really the big thing, how to incorporate student-centered learning into all of my activities.
Oh, into all of your activities. How did they do that?
They reminded me about engaging my students. They reminded me the main real way was using the 4 modalities that we talked about: visual, audio, auditory, kinesthetic, and tactile.
Wow. So they really were able to show and demonstrate and help you embody that knowledge. Oh, nice.
What about for you?
Well, I've had some teacher mentors who were my supervisors who observed me and gave me specific feedback that really helped. One teacher in particular, he was my vice principal and he helped me with classroom management. He gave me a book by Rudolf Dreikurs, and it was just amazing. It transformed my classroom management like that. It was incredible. And other teachers have been mentors too, because they just gave me one little suggestion that really helped me at that moment. Or even peers have been really good mentors because I can watch their class, they can watch my class, and we learn by observing and helping and sharing ideas.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I have felt that from you, actually, that you've been a wonderful peer mentor for me. I've learned a lot about whole body teaching and creativity and curiosity for our students.
And I've learned so much from Maxine about mindfulness and compassion. It's been a wonderful relationship.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And thank you. We couldn't do it without you. So we're really glad you're here. And I think the next thing we'd like to talk about is the formal and informal mentoring. Like when Maxine and I observe each other's classes, it's usually very informal. I'll say, Maxine, could I come in for 10 minutes and watch how you set up that activity? Or maybe I have a free hour and she lets me sit in on part of her class. But some schools set the mentoring program up as part of the educational options for their teachers because it helps prevent burnout and it increases teacher retention and it helps teachers get over that hump of being the new teacher and feeling nervous and overwhelmed and insecure and tired and
yes.
Bleh. So I think that we can talk about those peer observations and informal mentoring another day, but let's look at some more qualities of what a mentor actually is, shall we?
Yes.
Okay.
Good idea.
Great. So when I think about good mentors, of course, we could have bad mentors too. I like to think a good mentor has these qualities. Number one, they're a positive role model. They act as a coach, as an advisor, and a guide. Number three, they help the new teacher or even an old teacher become more successful. And they share useful resources. They encourage the teacher. They support and they inspire, and they can help answer questions also. And in the way they give feedback, it's constructive feedback, it's positive feedback, it's helpful feedback. And they're trustworthy. They're not going to go down and say, oh, you know what Maxine told me? She has trouble with classroom management. That's just terrible. No, that would be terrible. They're trustworthy. What you tell them, they will hold close to their heart. And they're a good listener and a good communicator. And finally, they motivate and celebrate your success. Do you have some more ideas about it?
Yes. I thought I would show it in a slightly different form with same ideas. Mentors can also be trainers for us. They can teach us new ideas. And they motivate us. They help us when we're having a hard day. They help us feel good about going into that classroom. They give us advice if we're not sure about something. They set us up for success as excellent teachers, and they give us direction when we feel lost. They also act as coaches, and coaches are those people that encourage us when we need a little pep talk, we need a little encouragement. They offer us support, and they help us remember our goals.
You know, when I think about coaching, this is great. What a wonderful picture. Coaches often help with sports teams with the training and the exercise and how to get the soccer ball into the net in the best way and everything you need to do to win the game, right? So a teacher can be a coach to the students and the mentor can coach the teachers. Then everybody wins. It's win, win, win. Wow.
Yes.
Great. Okay. Love that. Thank you, Maxine. So we know there's quite a lot of information that we're giving you here about mentors, but never fear, Maxine and Miriam are here, and we have a little memory device to help you remember. So M, mentors motivate.
They give us that extra energy.
And
mentors encourage. They offer that encouragement when we need it the most.
And they nurture. They nurture new knowledge. They nurture niceness and they nurture novelty. They nurture.
They build trust. We build trust with our mentors and they build it with us.
Trust is so important. And they observe. And they observe us in the way that they observe our best self. They observe our positive qualities. They observe what we can be.
And they help us reflect on our teaching and our classes to be ready for continual improvement.
And finally, they help us reach success. Yay! High five.
High five.
Good job. So that's what we think about mentors. So, you know, in conclusion, teaching is a art and a science, and it's difficult. We all have good days, we all have bad days, but every day we are touching the lives of children. We're touching the future, and we can learn from all of these moments to improve education for all.
Yes. And think of somebody for a moment that you've shared with when you've had a really good day, and somebody else that maybe you've shared with when you've had a really bad day. And that reminder that every day is a day when we touch the lives of children and we can improve their lives is a wonderful reminder of why we teach.
That's so true.
Here's another quote from Pinterest. My mentor always asked me, did you do something today to positively change a student's day, no matter how small? If I answered yes, then I had done my part for the day. And I still ask myself that question. Do you, Miriam, ask yourself that question?
I do. Yes, I think that one time when I was a beginning teacher, I was feeling very discouraged. And one of my mentors told me, if you have 30 students in the classroom and you touch one student positively in that day and made a little positive change in their life, you've been a success. And that really made me feel so much better. Of course, I want to change all 30 students into the most positive experience I can, but sometimes that's not possible. Maybe another teacher will do that. Maybe another teacher will help them in another way. But we can all share together in the joy of teaching and helping others by becoming a mentor for them, as well as being a mentee for someone else.
Well, one thing I want to mention before we go on is the idea also as teachers that we can help students mentor each other. And that's also an important part of mentoring. We mentor our students, but our students can do that for each other. And I'm thinking of a time in one of my classes where I had a student that was really struggling, and I had another student that loved to help. And I matched them up, and they both thrived in that relationship.
Oh, they both thrived. I bet they loved it.
Yes.
And when you're talking, I remember something when I was in 10th grade, I had to be a camp counselor for a language camp for the 6th graders. And years later, one of my 6th grade former students came to me. I finished college, I was in graduate school, and this girl came up and said, "Oh, Miss Cornelie, do you remember when you were our counselor? You changed my life." And I was like, "Oh, I did?" So as a 10th grader, I helped that 6th grader. And our older students or the faster students can help the younger students or the slower students, and everybody wins.
That's a great story. And it's those little things that we don't always think about as teachers that can make a big difference. And now it's time to think about our final task.
So our final task for this lesson on mentoring is a writing task. Please think of a good mentor teacher or even a colleague who helped you become a better teacher. And referring to the qualities of a good mentor, explain at least 3, how many?
3.
3 qualities that they showed you. What did they do? How did it help you?
And if the reminder that we had earlier may help you as you're going through this. All of these set our teachers up for success.
And our students.
And our students. And our colleagues.
So thank you very much. Take your time on that slide and go back to it if you need. And
this was a wonderful lesson to remember and be grateful for our mentors.
And for our colleagues.
And our colleagues.
And our students.
Yes. Exactly. So
and for you.
Yes, for all of you. So thank you all.
Thank you very much. And
happy teaching and happy learning. Bye.